Hi Scorpio, this is your love reading from the end of July to the end of August. Previously, I have really just concentrated on general readings, but I thought I would give the love readings a go and see how we get on. As I've said in previous videos, I always pre-shuffle and lay out the cards as I feel this saves time, and I do prefer just to get straight into your reading. So, the first card we have at the moment, the energy being brought in. And I don't know if you can see it too well because we've got very strong sunshine and it's really glaring down. But it's the Queen of Cups and it's reversed. The cups are your own energy. They are water, which is Scorpio, Pisces and Cancer. So very much your own energy being brought in this month. The Queen of Cups reversed shows that at the moment you're feeling quite out of touch with your emotions, that you feel that you are being forced to restrict how you really feel inside. And this is causing you to behave in a secretive way to those around you. And because you feel that you're not able to it's like you've got these feelings and emotions deep down inside, but for some reason you don't feel able to tell those around you about it. For some reason you're feeling restricted. You are, and it's making you feel very dissatisfied, and it's making you moody. And like I said, it's making you very much secretive at the moment. It can also indicate quite a codependency relationship. It can indicate that you feel that you are the one giving, but you're not getting back what you feel you are giving. And the problem is, if you don't speak about how you really feel, then this dissatisfaction within inside you is going to reach boiling point. And I think we all know that when Scorpios reach boiling point, they really reach boiling point. So I feel at the moment that you need to be truthful and honest to somebody about your feelings inside. Because for some reason you are feeling that you cannot tell this person. Maybe it's out of fear of hurting them. Because if it is a codependency relationship, then maybe you feel that they are relying on you too much. And that's making you feel dissatisfied. But overall, it's saying that you feel very much out of touch with your emotions this month, and you are feeling restricted by people around you. You feel that people around you are restricting you to be able to say how you really feel and how you really think and what you really want. And it's causing you to be extremely secretive. And like I said, to feel very dissatisfied, which may be coming across to others as you being quite moody. But it needs to be dealt with, because otherwise I see a massive explosion coming. The next card we have is the Knight of Pentacles, which is reversed. The Pentacles are earth elements, and they represent Taurus, Capricorn and Virgo. The Knight, this has fallen within your helping or hindering. And I would feel that this is a card that's hindering you at the moment, because it's showing that there's somebody around you who is quite complacent, can be quite dull, can be slightly passive aggressive. Somebody who does little but expects a lot in return. Yeah, somebody who can be quite pompous, really, but and maybe that's the situation, because maybe you feel that you are the one giving in terms of this relationship more than you feel you're getting back, because this is showing that somebody seems to do very little but seems to expect a lot in return. The next card we have is the Page of Wands. The Wands are fire energy. They are Sagittarius, Leo and Aries. The pages normally are ones to bring messages. They can bring messages of, the page can represent communication, is what I'm trying to say. Communication in all different ways. It could be messages in any way, but the page always represents messages being brought to you. And when this happens, it brings forward the opportunity of communication. And the Page of Wands also can signify that you need to check details in regards to this communication, and to think things over before you react. But the Page of Wands is bringing an opportunity and communication in your direction. Here we have the Hermit, which has fallen within the past, but something that could still be affecting you from the past. The Hermit signifies that at some point in the past you've had to go inside to find answers about something, to think things over, because the Hermit is all about, it's about an enforced isolation. Something that you felt that you've needed to isolate yourself from others around you. And you can see that, there is a light there. It's not as if he's completely cut off. There's a light there to guide him and help him. But this card is signifying, as you can see, he's looking down in the card. I don't know if you can see it because the glare of the sun is so bright, but this is a card of representing a time of looking deep within yourself. And I feel this has happened in your past, and I feel that now this is still having an effect on you. I think you still feel this need to look deep within inside yourself, to be able to process your thoughts, your desires, what you've learnt so far, what you want. It's like you're looking for wisdom about things, but the only way you're going to find that is to go deep within inside yourself. And like I said with the at the beginning of the reading, in regards to you not feeling able to be truthful and honest about your feelings, because I feel that you are going deep within inside yourself and you are looking for the answers deep within inside yourself about how you feel about a relationship or a person. And I feel this is something that you've had to do in the past, and I think it's something that you still feel you need to do now, that you need to gain some inner knowledge within inside yourself, and that can mean separating yourself from other people around you, maybe physically or emotionally at the moment, because you're trying to gain some perspective on your feelings and your emotions. Next we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is all about unlocking the truths. And by unlocking the truths, it brings you freedom. And it sits very well with this Hermit card, because I think you are going deep within inside yourself to find the truths about how you feel, really feel, and what you really want. And the Hierophant has fallen within your here and now position, and it is showing you that you are going to find the truths within inside yourself. And by finding these truths and realizing what it is you actually really want is going to bring you a feeling of freedom, a sense of knowing that this is what I really want, and this is what I'm going to aim for and go for. This is the direction that I'm going to go for, because I finally worked it out. It's all about unlocking the truths, the Hierophant. And I feel that by you still now being very introspective and looking deep within inside yourself, that's going to enable you to finally admit what it is you do really want. The next card we have is the Fool. Trying to get it where you can see it. But anyway, the Fool is reversed. And the Fool has fallen within your near future. And the Fool is asking you to, is saying that you're going to be in a position where you're going to need to think about things properly before you act. And it's saying that you need to resist pressure from other people. That there could be others around you who are trying to pressure you or push you to continue on a certain road. And you may not want that. You may want to go off in a different direction. And you're feeling pressured from people around you to continue on this particular road that you may feel you don't want to be on anymore. And this card is asking you to think about that before you make a decision. Don't allow others around you to force you to continue on a road that you really maybe don't want to be on. And as we are talking about relationships and love, it could be that you are feeling pressured from people around you or from even your partner to continue on a certain road, on a certain path that you maybe have realised is not exactly what you want. And after doing the deep searching within inside yourself, I think you are going to discover that you are feeling pressure to continue on a certain path that you don't really want to be on. Next we have the Six of Wands. Now, ordinarily, the Six of Wands in the upright would be a victory card. We have got it reversed. And the Six of Wands, it's fallen within the attitude of you at the moment. And it's showing that you could be feeling disappointed. You could be feeling disappointed in other people around you. You could be feeling that in some way they have failed you in... It's like you had this particular dream that something was going to work out a certain way. And you're now realising that that's not the case. It's not really working out as you thought it would. And this is causing you to feel disappointed because you feel that somebody or people have let you down. It's almost like you've been promised this dream or been given this expectation of something being a certain way, and the reality is very different from what you've got, and you're just feeling very disappointed and feeling that others have failed you. You feel like your dream has eluded you. Next we have the World card, which has fallen within your environment. The World card signifies a completion of something. It signifies an ending to something and a beginning in something else. It's almost like you've gone full circle. It's like you've had to do this journey. You've had to complete this full circle of this journey to then get the next beginning. Because this card very much signifies new territory, that you could be physically traveling to new countries or to new places, but it's like one chapter of your life is now closing and a new chapter is beginning. And I think this all ties in extremely well with what, again, we had at the beginning of the reading, that when you can start to admit how you really feel and what you really want, and not allow others to dictate how you should feel and what you should want, and not allow others to apply pressure in trying to keep you on a path that you maybe don't want to be on. Because this chapter now is saying it needs to end. You've done the full circle. It's completed, and now a new chapter has got to start. And it can be quite a landmark chapter. And as I said, it can be physically removing yourself from a situation, or emotionally. But either way, it is signifying an ending to something, an ending to this particular chapter of your life. The next card we have is the Five of Swords. Fives are generally not good numbers in the tarot. And the Five of Swords this has fallen within your hopes and fears, or you need to know. And although it's hard to see with the sun on this card, but there's been a battle and others have had to lay down their swords, and one person is still carrying the swords. And I should just say, because the swords, this is the first swords card we've had on the table. The swords are representative of the air element, and they represent Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. I feel that you are fearing a defeat. Let me rephrase that. It's like with the World card underneath, it was showing that an end of a chapter. This chapter of your life has now got to end. And this card signifies that you could be allowing pride to get in the way. That you have battled hard for something, or you feel you've gone through a battle. Now, swords is not physical battle. This is all to do with the mind and the thoughts. That's what the swords represent. The mind, the thinking, and your thoughts process. And I feel very much that you feel mentally you've gone through a battle. Or you are fearing going through a battle when you put an end to this chapter of your life. You are fearing that there is going to be a battle. But what this card is saying is, do not let pride come before a fall. Because yes, maybe there will be a battle. As I said, not a physical battle, but more of the mind, more of a mental battle. Maybe there will be, some arguments or sharp words said. But this card is saying that if you continue with this chapter, or if you continue to fight, it's just going to be fruitless. It's not going to get you anywhere. And it's saying that it's time to remove yourself from this situation, because I think this situation is causing you a lot of mental anguish. A lot of toing and throwing within your mind. I think mentally it's a very turbulent time. And I think that you're fearing that as well, because I think you know that by putting an end to this chapter of your life, it's going to create this turbulence. But this card is saying that you can't avoid that. It's better to accept the defeat. It's better to accept that this is done, that you did what you could within this relationship. You've given as much as you can, and you have now realized that this is not what you want. And maybe you are fearing other people saying to you, I told you so. I told you so. But that is allowing pride to come before a fall. And this card is saying you can't do that, because it's going to make the battle even harder. Because it's signifying a loss. But if you know that you've given everything you can, and you've done what you can to make something work, then there's no disrespect in that. There's nothing shameful in that. The World card has shown up to tell you that a chapter of your life must now end, and a new chapter must begin. And you have, with the Queen of Cups, it's all indicative of somebody admitting what they really do want and how they really do feel, and not worrying about what other people say, not worrying about other people's, I don't want to say not worry about other people's feelings, because I don't want it to come across in an uncaring way, but it's like you finally have to be honest, first of all with yourself, by admitting that this particular chapter now in your life must end. And then by admitting it to yourself, you can then move forward and admit it to those around you, and not allow other people to keep you within a relationship or going down a certain path with this relationship that you know deep down you don't really want. The final card we have is the Queen of Wands. As I said, the Wands are fire energy. The Wands are Sagittarius, Leo and Aries. And the Queen of Wands, this is the energy that I think you are going to take on in the future, because this is your outcome card. And this is somebody who is determined, somebody who has become well balanced, somebody who is able to meet her or his own needs, but is, while meeting her own needs or his own needs, is also able to care for those depending on them as well. And I think this is the energy that you're going to take on. You're going to stop worrying about how trying to please other people. You're going to stop being in a relationship or a situation that's not serving you, but is serving the other person or those around you more. You're going to admit that a particular chapter, a particular relationship or a particular situation of your life must now come to an end, because it's not giving you the emotional fulfillment that you really want. And you are going to be determined with this, and you're going to be determined to go on the journey that you truly want for your life. So overall, Scorpio, I think this has been a good reading. I do feel that this next month it's going to require a lot of introspective searching for you. You're going to need to go deep within inside yourself to finally admit what it is you really want. You need to stop trying to please other people in your life and allowing them to dictate your emotions and the path that you are on. By doing so, you can then finally admit that this particular chapter of your life must come to an end, and it's not serving you in the way you thought it would. By admitting that, yes, there can be a bit of a dent to your pride, but there is no shame in admitting that you have tried something, but it just wasn't for you. And I feel that yes, this decision may cause some turbulent thinking within your mind, and it may, create those muddy waters within your thinking. But it is no point battling on when you know that deep down it's not something that you really, really want. And you will then, when you realize this and admit this to yourself and stop worrying about what other people think about your decisions, you will then get the determination to get back onto the road that you truly want to be on, and to go into the next journey that you truly want in your life. So I think overall it's pretty much a positive reading. I hope you've liked the reading. I hope some of you out there can make sense of this reading. If you liked it, give a thumbs up. If you didn't, by all means, give a thumbs down. I do really appreciate any comments that are made, and I do make sure that I reply to every comment that's left for me. So that concludes your reading. I will see you again in September for your next general and love reading. Until then, thanks again for watching. Bye.